You guys know that I'm more than a little bit obsessed with Trello, but look, as I always say, no tool is perfect, and there are some things that Trello just doesn't do that I wish it did. So, a long, long time ago, I did a video here on the channel about Trello and Google Chrome extensions. I'll link to that above. It's super old, do not judge. I was just getting started with the channel and figuring things out, but I haven't really talked about extensions a whole lot lately, partially because I don't use them a ton myself, because I feel like it's a little bit dangerous to rely too heavily on Chrome extensions for a number of reasons. We'll get into that in a minute, but there is a new Chrome extension that I have been using, and I wanted to highlight it this week for a couple of reasons. Partially because my friend Brit created it, shout out to Brit, but also because it's just a really basic, like, quality of life functionality change that is not something that is going to kill me when I don't have access to it. Again, we'll talk about that in a minute, but is so, so helpful when I do. But before we dive into this, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a tutorial or upload. Okay, so first let's talk real quick about why I don't recommend leaning too heavily on Chrome extensions. And there's two primary reasons. Number one, if you're not using Google Chrome, either because you're on a different browser or more likely you're on your phone, well, then none of that functionality is going to come with you. So if you're relying too heavily on whatever it's giving you, whatever it's allowing you to do, well, you're going to be in trouble in those situations. And as you guys know, I recommend using the mobile app a lot for a lot of different reasons. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is that a lot of these Chrome extensions are just created by individuals. And as Trello makes changes to its user interface, which, as you can see, they've been doing a lot lately, sometimes that breaks those extensions. And because they're not all being created and put out by big companies, they might not be keeping up with the changes. And so then they will suddenly just stop working. This has happened to me already on a number of occasions for Chrome extensions that I was using in the past that I really, really liked. And then suddenly they stopped working. And so I was so used to the functionality, and losing it was very difficult. But I want to talk about this one because, like I said, it's really just a quality of life functionality. It's not something that I'm going to live or die without, but it's really cool and it's really simple. So let's get into it. Okay, so essentially what this is a checklist collapser. So you may be saying to me, but wait a minute, I can already collapse checklists when things are completed, right? You can hide those checked items. True. But what if you are using a checklist for something that you're not necessarily using it as like a process of steps that you're going to check off, but more of like a list of things to remember? Or for example, one of the things that prompted me to do this is the fact that in my corporate life, I am right now documenting an entire build out that we have done in a different system into Trello and into Trello cards. And so I'm taking basically spreadsheets. Let's not get into all the weeds on that, but I'm taking all of the columns that are built into those spreadsheets, and sometimes there's a lot, and I'm breaking them down into checklist items and documenting how they're built, what they're there for, what they're doing, all that kind of stuff. That's a lot of information. In fact, some of these cards have upwards of 7 or 8 checklists, and some of those checklists can have 10 to 20 items on them. Well, that's going to take up a whole lot of real estate on my card, right? So I just want to show you how it works. Basically, when you enable the extension, which I will show you in a second, you come down here and you will see when you have a checklist on a card, you will see this new collapse all button. You're also going to see this little triangle at the top of all of your checklists, okay? So what this allows you to do is, even when these items aren't checked off yet, you can simply click and collapse that checklist, okay? Saving you a ton of real estate. Same thing if you want to collapse all of them, you can collapse all of them or expand all of them. Super simple. Again, not like a major functionality that I'm going to die without on mobile, but super handy to have here. So as far as adding a Chrome extension, you're going to come up here to your extensions icon. You're going to click on that, go down to manage extensions. And from there, it's going to drop you into all of the extensions you might already have. And then you go to your Chrome web store. And then you're going to be typing what you're looking for. So in this case, we're going to be typing Trello Checklist Collapser. You can see I've searched this before. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to see the Trello Checklist Collapser. I've already got it installed, but you would have an install option right there. And then you can come here and click on it. You can see all this awesome stuff. There's Brit. She's the one who created this. She's got a little video there where she's showing you how it works. And then there's a few screenshots that show you exactly what I just showed you as well. Make sure, though, when you check it out, that you leave her a review. Go support her however you can. I know she does have an option here that pops up at you after you've been using it for a while that gives you an option to buy her a coffee or go support her channel or her Substack. Do all of the things because she's awesome. Go check her out. I will link to this as well as to her channel in the description. If you grab this extension, let me know in the comments. I want to hear what you think about it. The online tools for your business do not need to be complicated and overwhelming. It's time to let it be easy. I hope you liked that video, and more importantly, that you found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and sharing it with a fellow solopreneur. And make sure you check out the description for links to how we can connect and maybe even work together.